If you're ever not sure how to approach your animation process, if it's overwhelming, I'm going to show you how to use rough passes, how to put the rig on top of that rough pass to combine traditional and rig animation, then how to use Toon Boom in order to push your timing into something like this by cheating some stuff in the middle in order to create a very snappy animation. So hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you inside. Let's start with a rough pass. So I'm going to create here a new layer. Bam, bam, bam. We're going to animate this dude doing the following thing. Let me change the brush to my favorite brush, marker number 2. This dude will be here, biting the arm of this robot. It's like crazy. And the arm of this robot, yeah, it's a straight, because in the previous scene this was a straight. And I'm tapering always these shapes. So the head of this dude will be something like here. Or something like that. Get rid of this. Bam. And then here, the other dude too will be something like this. Here, bam. And then the arm will be something like this. And then from here, I want to have some asymmetry in the timing. Asymmetry in the timing, what the heck? Or on the actions. Like here, I want to do something like this dude goes down. Goes down. I want this dude to go down and be like, something like that. So I might need to move this down. Look at what I did with my head. It's the same thing that I want to do here with the character. The ears can overlap. Boom, and then the arm will go like this. Boom. And then I can totally jump towards this frame here. So I can do like a smear frame. I can do like a smear frame here and drag these two. And the ears will overlap here. Bam. This will be something like this. And this will be something like that. Boom. And then the arm will be something like this. Bam. Bam. Boom. And then jump towards that frame over there. Boom. So I'm going to expand here the exposure. Boom, 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 boom. Fa. 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 Here, here, here. I want to add an in-between here maybe. Here. And I'm working super, super rough. I'm not getting in love with my drawings here because I need to move faster. I need to move faster, and because I'm working with a rig animation style, I can totally leave all the subtleties and all the elegance for the animation process using the rig. Cool? Boom. Four. Four. Boom, we jump there. Now with the other dude, here we can do something different. Here, when the other dude goes down, here this dude can drag all of this arm up like that. Boom. And then boom, I can totally jump towards the next frame. And on this one, I can overlap. So I'm doing some rough sketches here, bam, 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 just to this rough pass that I'm doing here, which is super, super, super rough, are just visual notes for me of what I'm going to do here. Boom, let's go to the rig right now. Bam. So I'm going to go inside of the rig. Let me get rid of the background for a little bit because it's a bit distracting. Boom, there you go. We're back here to the animation, and I can look at these things here and being like, okay, on this frame, this dude, I want this dude to be like here. The head. Do I have a master pick for the head of this dude? Nope. Something like this. And maybe I can grab something closer to the previous scene. Where am I turning around? That's why I love to save this stuff. Bam, something like that. And then poof, put it around here. Look at how these two frames looks different. Awesome. And the neck will be something like this. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I will flip this. So I have something like this. Awesome. Now, do I have a cutter here for this part of the head, or is the head that is cutting? Yeah, the head is cutting the mouth. But this is another mouth, I think. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, I totally forgot what I did there on the previous video. I don't care. I'll fix that later. But so I'm going to put this. So that's a trick that I like to do, and is that I don't like to waste time on polishing the rig at this point because I have other things to do, like determining the timing and all that kind of stuff. Cool. This will go up to go 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 boom. Awesome. And then the arm will be here. Let me see if I can bring this towards the front. More and more towards the front. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, this is the deformer like this. So I'm going to destroy this, and I don't care, because as I'm going to snap from frame to frame, things will click without me having to in between every frame to showing how this arm disconnect from this frame to the other. And I'll show you because it's all about the illusion. Like animation is all about the illusion of life, like that book said about animation, right? So that's what I'm doing here. I'm chilling, moving the stuff around and fixing the stuff here. Cool. And this, boom, awesome. And then the head move up, 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 boom. Awesome. And now I have to find a way of connecting this arm with the robot. Oh shoot, I have to move this even higher. Boom. I need this arm to overlap the robot. What the heck? No? Let me put here like one. No? Wait. Which is this space? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I remember. I move all of this stuff in this view. So, let me grab the air fryer. Hello, my friend. Don't. Boom. Where is this one? It's supposed to be higher. So let me move this in this frame. There you go. Beautiful. And now I want to grab the head of this dude. Only the head. Beautiful. And then here I can maybe use this layer to create a mask so things don't feel or look destroyed here. And now here, well, I will fix the layering of that later. So I'm going to duplicate this drawing. And now what I'm going to do here is making this bigger. With me, I'm free. Boom, something like. Let me find a way of doing this. Where's the shoulder of this dude? Shoulder, 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 arm, arm. Inner arm, shoulder. And then I'll move this closer. Boom. Because this thing here, there you go. Now I'll move that back. So that thing was masking and was breaking the arm here. But now that I get rid of it or just move it out of the position of the arm, I can move this thing like that. Cool. I don't need this for now, so I'm going to do some crazy stuff later. So I'll move this stuff here because I'm going to disappear these frames on this first frame here. Boom. And now these have to be straight. Now the curve of these, I feel like it have to be in the opposite direction. So I'm fixing that stuff. There you go. And then here, opposite direction. My sacrifice. Boom. And creating here the shapes of this neck. Want to say hello again. Boom, something like this. I just want to say hello again. Boom. Crazy, dude. That is good. Cool. We have the first frame there. And because it's going to be super, super, super fast, I'm not going to polish this like crazy. Oopsie. Look at that. Let's bring the bam. Looks badass there. Now the other one. Ah, disconnected something here. Now here, I can grab. Let's see if I can reuse anything from here. Beautiful. I can grab this frame here. Select this master pick of the head. Copy and paste this. So this video is going to be like sincerely another video. This is going to be a video of me showing you how to approach a snappy timing for cartoony animation. Want to say hello again. Now I have to make this bigger. Boom, something like that. Now the arm here have to be super straight. So I'm going to grab the arm of this robot from this frame. I totally destroyed this rig. I don't care. Boom, 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 boom. There you go, something like this. And then I'm going to here to the top view and moving this arm towards the front. Awesome. Now, concentrate, concentrate. All this time. Boom, 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 boom. Neck towards the front. The head. Not this time. I used to know you so well. How do we get here? I think I know. Boom, something like that. Crazy stuff. Now here I need to create a new mouth or teeth layer to make it feel integrated here. But before screwing up the drawing, oopa, what happened here? What kind of man you are if you're a man at all? So look at this mistake that I made. I start moving the arm here, but I didn't key the frame here of this arm. Neither here, so I totally lost the beautiful frames that I designed here. So let's go back again. Let's go back again. And before, for example, yeah, here I can frame this. No, sorry. I can grab this, copy, 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 and go in Command Z, like copy, paste it around here. No, I need to recover this. I love that frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to copy all of this timeline, and then look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Command Z like crazy until I get back this frame that I established here, the pose of this arm. I totally lost it. Fuck, 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 fuck. Let me see if I can file save as a new version. Detach 02. And then let me see if I can copy all of these frames here, because I don't want to lose this frame that I pose here on this arm. So I hope I didn't. I'm going to close this. And then I'm going to open the previous layer, hoping that I didn't save. Shit, no, totally screw up. Okay, time to post that thing again. Okay, I need here a screen capture of the previous video. And this is going to be my savior. How we get here? Now I have to pose that arm again. And then here I can copy this frame that I did here. I think I know. Boom, there you go. And then, ooh, there is something. And then here, this head. Here, this head will be something like this. Going forward, rotate, move. I don't need this part of the neck. I don't need to see the choker here. Now I will flip this, move it around there, so I have this point here, which is going to represent that the head is going towards camera. And now let me see if I can copy and paste this arm towards the other side to make things faster. Yes, sir. Beautiful. And then I'll go here, move this here like this, go towards the top of the camera, move this towards the front of the character. And I'm using this top camera just in this scene because I screw up. Cool. Beautiful. Now the head goes towards the front. Beautiful. Now this is going to be our first frame. Tuki. Awesome. And then here I need to polish this a little bit. Flip. Awesome. And then the neck. No, this is not the neck. This is the mouth. Well, as I mentioned, these are all the stuff that I'm going to fix later. What I can do right now is keep things a little bit clean. So when I have to polish all of this will not look like a mess. And on top of this, because this is a blocking pass, I'm going to start polishing all of this. No, I lost the arm here. What the heck? Thankfully, I saved all of this here. There you go. There you go. And then here, yeah, all good here. Need to change this. I think this will go that way better. There you go. I need to move this up. What the heck is this? Get out of here. Cool. Now, I'm going to get rid of all the frames in the middle. So I'm going to sacrifice the frame of the dude in the middle. And now, time to follow the rough pass. So here, this dude will go down. This dude will go down. Oh, camera, get out of here for a second. It's going to be down, go down, and the arm is going to do something like this. Moving all of these pieces together. The ears, I'm going to do some traditional animation on the ears to make it look badass. The eyes will move down because I want this head to feel like it's rotating down. We're revealing more of the hair. So I'm flipping to see the animation. Here I can move this up. It's biting there. And as this dude is going down, biting here, this part of the neck can go up. Boom. Boom, 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 biting. And then here we're going down to slow in because we are slowing in here. Here I'm not using boom animation training at all. Here we can create an arc. So boom, down, boom, boom, down. So here maybe lower, lower, reveal more. Maybe in the hair I can get rid of this one and start revealing progressively. Bam, bam, bam. And then here the ear will move forward. This other ear, I will find what to do with that ear later. And then the neck, I can grab these two parts of the necks, grab the deformers. Here, slowing up. Look at that. Aligning, fixing all of these deformers here, like that. Boom. Boop, up. Oopsie. There you go, something like that. Roar, and then here in the arm, I can in between this arm going that way down to something like that. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, bam, up. So here, I'm going to copy and paste these frames here, and I'm going to add a breakdown here, bam, before going to this up position. Here the arm. Which arm am I using here? This one, right? Yes. But instead of going towards the top here, something like that. And now I have to be behind the mouth. There you go, something like this. Cool. And now, oopsie. Oopsie, what the heck? There you go. Boom. And now I'm going to pose this arm exactly like I have here in this previous frame that I designed before. So I'm going to reduce the opacity of this and just trace it on top of this thing. Yeah, I should be more organized, well, at the beginning in order to avoid this issue. But yeah, those things happens. There's always a solution. There's always a solution. I tried one, didn't work. I'm trying another one right now, which is tracing on top of this. And then I'm going to grab here and start moving this and copy tracing on top of this frame. Bam! And then poop, poop. There you go. And this will go something like that. This part will go around like this. Cool. Where are the other ones here? Flip, move, position. Wait. All good. What the heck is this doing here? There. Because I'm going to put this part on top of this. And then the hand, bigger, bigger. Bam! Now I can get rid of that. Boom, like nothing happened. So we're having here bite, boom. And then I can copy and paste this frame from here to here. Four, and then here I can totally do some crazy stuff that I'm going to try, like a smear frame here. And then the neck can progressively move into that final pose. Something like this. Bam. And this arm, let me copy and paste exactly this arm from here to here. Oh shoot, I have some stuff going on, but I don't care about the tuning, so I can even put this, make this bigger or something like that, so it feels like it's was coming closer from camera and then towards the final pose. Bam, bam, bam. Now, look, all this ending that is like the end, it's like crack, crack. And in order to don't feel like it's just stopping here, there, I'm going to add an overshoot here. I'm going to add an overshoot here, and also I'm going to add some animation in the ears. And maybe on the arm too, huh? Maybe on the arm too. But here, this is a good starting point here. Boom. And then here I can add a slow in and a slow out. Boom, there you go. Yeah, we have the animation there. Now time to add some traditional animation here on the ears. So ears. I like that frame here. Let me make this bigger. I like this frame there. Let's see what else we can do here. Let me stretch all of this, F5, and I'm going to do straight ahead here. So here this ear will get out of the frame. Here this one can start dragging that way, boom. And when it boom bites this dude, this ear can do something like this. And then this one can do something like this. And then here, this ear will do something like this. So it's dragging from the position it came from, boom. And here this ear can do something like this. And here we can do something like this. Boom. And here, yeah, I like that. I was precise a little bit with the motion here. Bam. And when it goes up, this can go something like this. Maybe the other way. Yeah, the other way. Something like this. Bam. And then here, from here, we need to slow in. We need to slow in here. Bam. And then I can change position here towards the other side. And then end with the frame somewhere around here. Boom. And then I can totally settle into that pose. So here, this will be something like this. So, boom, 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 boom. I need a slow in here. I need a slow in here. Then I need a slow out for here. And then we're going there. And now here, I need to still settle here a little bit. So I'm going to extend the exposure here. Settle here. Now this could be like a slow in, and then I need to settle here. Boom. And see, I'm not pressing play because I want to let myself be surprised with what I did here straight ahead. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so let's go to the other ear. Bam, 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 bam. And then here. Slow in here. Slow in here. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're going down again. Yeah, follow you. Bam. So I'm going to settle here. And after this, we pray that everything is looking like as I imagine. Let's see. Wait. Just this one. Cool. Yeah. Here I feel like I can, instead of going straight, I can start rotating that way. So boom, we go there. Beautiful. Now it feels like it's flowing better. Boom. And look at that. Now let's get rid of the rough pass for a little bit just to show the ears. Cool. Awesome. And now here, this part is going to disappear on these frames until here. So here we're seeing this part from the first time. Boom. Now here, this part here, we're seeing just in here. So I'm getting rid of these frames from here. Boom, 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 and then we're having the effects animation there, and the like the oil or the blood that is getting out of this robot. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. Now let's animate those ears. So I'm going to follow the rough pass, selecting only this ear, and I'm going to work on that ear on something like this, dragging there, pushing this stuff like that. And then boom, and then here we're grabbing all of this, we rotate. Something like this. There you go, something like this. And then here, flip, squash, stretch, skew, king, bam, bam, bam. Something like this. Then I'm moving this corner around there, around this, like this, boom. There you go. Boom. And now we are getting inside of this. Flip, move, skew, boop. There you go, bam, bam. Move this here, bam. Bam, slow in. Oh no, this is a slow in here, so I'm going to copy and paste this one here. There you go, pam, 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 pam. And then move up, up, and it starts changing the apex of this ear. What the heck is this? Get out of here. So boom. Let me move this a little bit down. And now here in the other frame, we're going up. We're going up, up, bam, flip, move, and drag this a little bit more. Boom, 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 boom. And then here we're settling around here. So I'm going to move all of this up and let Toon give me that super settle there. Boom. Adding some more dragging to this ear manually. And then here we settle, so we can add here a C55. What happened with the arm here? Is this arm? Yeah. T, T, T. Boom. Boom. There you go. Fum, 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 fum. So my last frame will look like this. Cool. Awesome. Boom, 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 boom. See, I'm jumping. I'm reusing this frame to go down into the byte, and then here, boom, boom, boom. In the middle, I'm having a crazy in between that works like what's the name of this shit? What's the name of this thing? Like a smear frame, and then I'm jumping towards the other pose. Super snappy. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. Zoom. Now the other ear. The other ear. Bam. Here we have a lot of deformers. So in order to make this easier, I'm going to grab all of these deformers at once and move them like this. There you go. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. And then here, I can drag all of this even more. Boom. And then here, we're going something crazy. So I can flip this just to get to the same shape, even though I'm going to, something is off, which is the size of this thing, because it's going to be super fast. I think it's not going to be super noticeable. So I'm going to try and hide that thing here. Cool. Let me bring this like that. And then this one will be around here like this, a little bit more towards the inside. Oopsie. And then here we're going like that. Let me stretch this origin. Poopy kick. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. Then copy and paste this one here. Okay, we need a final pose. That's the final pose. So we're going down towards that thing. Boom. Look how abruptly feels here and then goes down like that. Super, super soft. I don't want to do that. I don't want this to feel robotic. And we also have an overshoot here, so this ear will be something like this here. Boom. It's tack, tack. So I want to avoid that. In order to avoid that, you have to make sure the spacing between these two are not that close to each other. And not that similar neither. So I'm going to do something like that. And then I'm going to let Toon Boom slow me this a little bit more. Better. So see, I'm just moving frames around until I get that movement that I want. So here I need a slow out, slow in, slow out, slow in. Beautiful. Now it's more soft. Boom. And then I can Tuck, 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 tuck. Boom, we'll put all of this on 2s. And boom. Bam, bam. And the robot here can be something like squashing down here. Squashing down here. It's like, oh, la puta madre, oh, and then boom. Here we're going to stretch this dude like this, and then we're going into normal position. Normal amount of stretch. Bam. Bam, and then I can add some bounciness by copying this ghost frame here. I'm going to copy and paste it here. Then I'm going to copy and paste this here. So this will have some different bounciness there, like boom, 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 boom. And then I can just cut all of these into 2s. Boop, 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 boop. Boom. Bam. And here, maybe in the stretch, you can even stretch this even more. Bam. Bam. I just want it to feel. Pa. 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 Cool. Then if I enable the camera, having something like this. Pa. Pa. And then I will do the effects. Maybe in another video, maybe I ask a friend to help me with the effects, because I want to focus on animation mostly, character animation, and then boom, we have that. Now I want to add something else here to this dude, and is that after going up and down, I don't want to stay there on that position. So I'm going to open here the master controller. Up, down, and then here up, down, and here I want this to go a little bit up. And allow this to twin. So you have like a little bit of bounciness. Maybe I can even stretch. Where's the thing here? I can stretch all of this. Squash, sorry, all of this down like that. Boom. Not too much. A little bit. There you go. So you have some movement there. So down, up. I might want to move this a little bit up. Too much. Boom, some bounciness there. Now here this part is a little bit detached, so I'm going to go frame by frame and fix this stuff. There you go, and then I can copy and paste this here, paste it here. Cool. Better. So boom, 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 boom. And while on this one we have this down and up movement, on the other one I'll keep it super simple, and it will be just like or I can make something like and cool, so I can delay that movement a little bit more. So before doing that, I want to create here something more appealing for the teeth. There you go. There you go, something like that. Beautiful. And then I can copy this color here, poop, paste it here. Beautiful. Yes, sir. And then I can I can grab all of this, and now grab the color of this dude here. Grab this color, copy, go back to the teeth, and here I'm going to come here. Wait, where it is here, and color that part so it's masking properly there. What the heck is happening here? This weird stuff in the mouth. Cleaning a little bit all of this so it doesn't do weird stuff around. Where's the lower mouth here? Oh shoot. There you go. I forgot to talk. This requires a degree of concentration on my side, so I'm trying to do both. And if you're so this far in this video, let me know if this is helpful in a way. If you would like to learn something different or something that you're seeing here that you don't understand, let me know and I can totally put more expand on that on another video. And if you would like to learn to draw like a badass dude, there's a link in the description to join my free community. Goat, and then you can just go there and hang out with me and my friends. And I'm providing feedback every Friday. And we hang out, we draw, and I am sharing everything that I learn. After expending more than $80,000 in education, Henry, what the heck? How you spend that amount of money? Because I had nothing else to do with my money. And Henry, how did you get $80,000? I did more than that. Because that's the reality, dude. That's the reality. Not how much you can make on the studios, but how much you can make as a freelancer too. If you know how to sell yourself, if you know how to sell yourself, if you know how to price your services, you develop communication skills, it's totally doable. It's totally doable. And being a freelancer early in my career, because in my country most of the people have this excuse like I'm from this part of the country, I'm from this country, I cannot have opportunities. False. Henry, how is that you're saying that? False. I was living in Ecuador, dude, and I was making $10,000 to $15,000 a month living in Ecuador, freelancing from my room. Everyone can do this. The first step. What is the first step? Learning how to do the craft, how to be good at this stuff. Because for everything that we do, everything that we do is divided in three steps. Into getting clients, then we have the delivery to have a successful delivery, and then we have how to collect money. And if you make that as easy as possible and as convenient as possible to your clients and to yourself, dude, you can have a prosperous career as a freelancer. So there was me, a young 23 years old dude making that amount of money from Ecuador. And because I was living in the house of my parents, I have no other thing to do than spending all of my money in mentorships. So I learned from amazing mentors. And then I realized, like, dude, you know what? I don't want to work all my life for studios or for clients. I want to create my own shit. And this is how everything started. This is how the three-headed mutant chihuahua, how Dogshot, and how all my future films are going to exist because of a desire of, you know what? I want to play a different game. I want to play a different game. It's like there are some phases in my life. I'm just talking about this because yeah, I've already talked about this process many times on my videos, and I'm boring as shit. So I'm going to talk about other stuff that might be useful. And this is that, yeah. Let me put this line around there. And this is that if life is like a game, if life it's like a game, dude, I don't want to spend all my life, all the game of my life, just playing one game of being an animator. There are many games that we can play in this industry that we are right now, which is not industry. No, no, no. I don't like to call it industry because this what we're doing is more than just an industry. What we're doing is art. So imagine a rock star. Imagine a rock star, dude. Imagine a rock star, for example, Chris Cornell. The other day I was watching a video about Chris Cornell. And Chris Cornell, that dude, he wanted to be a drummer for bands. But eventually he was like, you know what? I don't want to play other people's music. I want to play my own music. And then he started making his solo career. And for me, I approach this thing in the same way. It's like, yeah, there's a good moment to work for other people. For me, there's a good moment to work for other people and all that kind of stuff. But then, dude, there's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of stuff that we can create. Our own music. What is your own music? And maybe yeah, for some people it's totally fine to just work work on other projects, and it's totally fair and it's admirable. Yeah, but I don't know. For me, it's like I want to play more things in this game. I don't just want to play this. I don't just want to play this game of working for someone else or just seeing or creating other animations. I want to see also which are the songs that I can create as an artist. At the end of the day, we are artists. This thing now it makes no doesn't make much sense because because if this dude detach the arm from this side, this hand should be on this other way, but because I don't care, should I make sense of that or not? I can do something different. I'm going back to that combo in a second. I'm going to go back in that combo for in a second. A lot to talk about. Boom. So we have this line here, right? Now here, I can do something like this. Boom. Let me extend this. I can do something like this with the arm. Let me create a new frame here, a new frame here, a new frame here. So I can animate that arm maybe just to hide that illusion because that movement might help me to hide that nonsense thing that I did there with the arm. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. So as right now as I try that, we can continue this combo. So yeah, dude, this is something that I've been saying to my friends a lot when I was studying in college. It's like, dude, what is the when musicians wants to be when someone wants to be a musician, the first thing that they think about is like, yeah, you know what? I want to create my own music. I want to be the lead singer. I want to have a rock band. I want to have a band. But in the animation industry happens totally the not in the animation industry. In the animation field happens totally the opposite. Happens that happens that people wants to be the producer, for example, in music. So I will finish this idea. So in animation, when a singer wants to pursue a career as a musician, would they want to be a singer? They want to have a rock band. They want to have their own songs, right? But we don't hear so much people saying, "I want to be the producer of Lady Gaga. I want to be the producer of Taylor Swift, of Post Malone, or something." We hear people releasing their own music. Even on TikTok, when I'm in TikTok, I'm seeing a lot of independent artists coming up with songs and all of that kind of stuff. But here, in animation industry, it's like in the animation field, it's like everyone is like, I want to work for this, I want to work for this, I want to be the producer for Lady Gaga, I want to be the producer for this, or I want to be the guitarist for this movie, for this thing, for this thing. And there's no this there's there's not this thing about wanting to do their own stuff. And it's as I mentioned, as I mentioned it again, I try to respect that. It's just some thoughts that I want to put out there in the way that I experience my reality, and see if there is any one that is in some way aligned with the craziness that I talk about. Because yeah, bam. And there are some people that I admire. I've been watching like some videos about David Lynch, and it's amazing this video that is David Lynch says like someone tell him like, hey, I think this scene is too long, and he's like, who the hell he says something like, what is the problem, what, who the hell says like a scene is too long, what does it even mean, like, because because we're so much trained to follow the academic theory or just stuff like is in the books. We sometimes restrict ourselves for experimenting and doing new stuff. And for me, literally, some days I think like, you know what, I should put some practice, and yeah, maybe I should keep doing some more stuff, like more courses, more mentorships with legends and all that kind of stuff. But every time that I have that thought, I'm like, dude, we spend a lot of time doing that. And even though, of course, it's always needed to learn, I'll rather use all my time to create a stuff. And I don't care if I do something wrong. I don't care if I am breaking 70-15 degree rule in my words. I don't care. It's like I just want to create a stuff. I just want to create a stuff. And sometimes the more knowledge that I acquire, the more fear that I feel inside of me. It's like, yeah, I think first for me right now it comes the action, and then will come going back to the books again, because I spend a lot of time on the books already, and I love it. I truly love to. I love to learn. But sometimes I use learning as an excuse for never doing my own stuff, or just it, the more information that I get sometimes, the more it makes me feel like I have a lot to learn, and the more that I feel in that way, the more intimidated that I feel into start doing the stuff. But it's not this or this. At the end of the day, can totally be both, like learning and doing the stuff and learning to control my emotions so I don't feel in that way. But right now, I feel more inspired in creating the stuff than learning. Maybe I'll go back someday into going back and learn again, or maybe getting inside of a studio if I would love to work with them with my mentors. I would love to work with them someday, just to have fun with them, just to have fun with them physically. I don't know how the industry will evolve over the years, but it's better to have the freedom to decide if I want to work in the industry than not having the freedom. And the freedom of deciding if you want or not to work in the industry comes from the money. It's like if you're making $10,000 to $15,000 a month, dude, working for a studio is irrelevant at some point. And if I go to work for a studio, it will be for the love that I have for the people that are working there, for the people that I admire, or for working for yeah for the love of working with the people that I admire and learning from them. Boom, 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 tan, 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 pam, 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 pam. I want this to move a little bit out of the frame. Boom. There you go. Shoom, bam. Slow in here. Let me put slow in here, slow out, slow in here. Boom, bam, bam. Hey, boom. So we have some. And look at how by just adding that little animation there, I totally can hide the fact that I'm not animating anything on this character at all. But I will add some animation for sure. There you go, fun, fun. I can push this stuff like this here. Maybe I can. add an overshoot here. Let me reduce here a little bit the slowing that I have here, of course, a lot. Boom. So yeah, I highly recommend watching David Lynch videos. It's huge inspiration for me. It's like badass. That's the word to describe these people. They are not afraid. These people is badass, dude. These people is like, yeah, the book says that shit. Let me do whatever the fuck I want. And that's what I admire, dude. That's what I admire. Because that's the only way of creating new stuff. That's the only way of creating a stuff that is not the same shit that we're seeing every day. It's like, the book says that, cool. I'll do totally the contrary. Of course, with some fundamentals, right? I also love the video of this movie. I don't know, it's an autobiography of someone that appears, David Lynch, and David Lynch says like, "What is this? Where's the horizon line in this picture?" And the young dude says like, up, and then the other one is like down, exactly. And he says like, you never put the horizon line in the center. Like those things, yeah, the fundamentals, basics, amazing. But as soon as you have some competence on that thing, go crazy, dude. Go crazy creating your own stuff without being afraid of anything. Boom. And now here I want to make some roundness on the movement. Up, down, down. Cool. Boom. Too much. Yeah, simple. Love. Not overly. Bam, down. I will down, down, down a little bit. Tiki. Up. Beautiful. And then I'm going to add the animation, the ears, and that will hide all of this limiting animation that I'm doing here. Bam. Zoom. Zoom. Here, I don't want the movement of this arm to finish here, so I'm going to extend. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful, boom. Okay, before continuing, I'm going to put all of this on twos, 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 twos. Get rid of all the in-betweens that I might have. So I'm pressing Shift E. That is my shortcut to getting rid of the twinning. Bam, 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 bam. There you go. Bam, bam, bam. Cool. Bam. So now I hide the thing that it's supposed to be this corner of the arm is supposed to be on this side, but because of the movement, it's unnoticeable unless there's someone picky getting there, analyzing every part of the animation. Cool. Time to animate the ears. So I'm going here in the layer of the ears and adding some animation, chilling here. So yeah, some thoughts that I wanted to share. This space, on this space. Boom. more straight here, overshoot here. So this is, if this is my last frame, something like this, I'll move this a little bit up. Now I need to in between from here to here. And then from here to here. Oops. There you go. And then moving this one frame. So I'm moving this little by little because I want to see the spacing between the drawings. See? Then I settle here. Here, wait. You know what? I want to overshoot here. So from here, bam, bam, boom, we're going towards the front again. So this one, no, this one will go here, boom. This one will go here. This one will go here. Slow in here, going like this. Slow in, boom, and then going back to settle to that other poster. Here to this one. And then taka 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 taki tuku, boom, ping, pam. Awesome, there you go. And the other ear will be something like, yeah, I like that. Then here we keep dragging that, delaying that. And when it goes boom to this pose here, boom, we're going crazy like this. A bit smaller. And then here we're going this way. So I'm going backwards and I'm making this smaller so it's going away in perspective. Boom, boom, boom. And then here, boom, boom. This is the lowest position here, the extreme there, boom. And then here we can go again towards the front. And then boom, doing something like this. There you go. Then moving this here. Something like this. Pam, pam, pam. And then this one. Let me see. Maybe I can add an overshoot. Let me see. Yeah, let's add an overshoot. So here, this could be this one. And then we can overshoot super, super low like this. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're going back again slowly into that pose. There you go, baby. Bam. Let's look at only the ears. Haha. Let's look at both ears. Beautiful, dude. Beautiful. Beautiful. Cool. Awesome. Let's go back to this dude. So here, only select the ears. Flip. You know what? Let me select this one and flip that one so I can keep the proportions there. Then flip. Good. Keep this out of here. I don't care what is not inside of this camera view. make this bigger so it feels like it's going closer to camera in 3D. And then here we can stretch this a bit more. Pookie tookie, awesome. Sometimes I'm looking at the camera to see, am I still recording this shit? Yeah. Boom. There you go. Bam. Then here, copy, paste, move down, squatchy, skewy, boom. And then we go up, so I can totally reuse this one from here to here to keep the same proportions. Rotate, flip, move. And then we go like this. Oopsie, oopsie. Something like this. Then here, I can copy the same frame as before. Rotate it forward. Boom, boom, boom. Drag these, move up. Drag the base here, bam. Just not moving that crazy. I'm glad that they have black color, so I don't have to track it like crazy. Now here, because now here is the part that we're overshooting and settling, I'm going to copy and paste the last frame to have something closer to this. We're hitting John Frusciante right now. Bam. Look, even John Frusciante, dude. Like, even though he was the guitarist of one of the best bands in the world, dude, he have his solo songs. So even if you're working, if your goal is to work for a studio or for clients, try experiment, create your own stuff. It's always a beautiful experience, seeing how something beautiful appears from inside of us that we can bring to life. A piece of art. A piece of art. And maybe put it on YouTube, like I'm doing. Or maybe whatever you want to do, dude. Whatever you want to do. Boom. Because it's true, like, yeah, how is it I'm going to make a living if I just start doing my if I just do my stuff? What I do is I work for a period of time. I make a lot of money that period of time, and then I dedicate all the rest of the time in working on my own personal projects. Because you know what? I read this once when I was younger. Book. I need a slow in here. I read this word when I was younger, and it's stuck on myself, and that's something that I put a lot of thought. I put some thought. I don't want to just being like I don't care about that thing because I'm going to share two thoughts with you right now. This is something that I read from a book, and this is something that I hear from an animator also that I admire. There's an animator that I admired from Argentina that he said on a podcast that he says, I define an artist someone who have the the feet and the head the feet and the head on the sky, on the clouds. But for myself, I feel like I have the feet, I have my head on the clouds and my feet on the ground, because it was very realistic on of animation as a career choice. And I really like that, and when I was younger, I read this idea of having an exit plan. And it's like, what is your exit plan? Because there will be one day that I'll not be able to animate anymore. And yeah, of course, there's like these retirement plans and all that kind of stuff. But more than money, more than retirement plan, is like Dude, where's the exit plan of this avatar that I am creating? It's like this avatar just came to work, just came to work, or came to bring something to life. Boom, boom, and of course, as a consequence, dude, like people like Seth MacFarlane, the creators of South Park, dude, that will represent eventually as as a source of income. That will represent as a source of income. But because I start early in my career freelancing like crazy, I'm able to have that flow of money that allow me to create these videos and just to share everything that I know, and to focus on working on my projects in the meantime. Boom, there you go. Cut, 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 cut. Zoom, boom, boom. In the other ear. Zoom, and then here we go up. Let me copy and paste this. Let me make this smaller because it's going away in perspective. Boom. Jam, bam, bam. So here. So this is here, the last thread, last position. Boom, boom, boom. Overshoot. Now it reminds me like it reminds me right now. It reminds me to my mom because my mom is like super traditional in terms of things, and even though she knows that I'm doing well, she's like, Henry, but you have to have like a job and a retirement plan and all that kind of stuff. And every time that she told me that, I send her a video of a singer of a reggaetoner. There's a dude called Arcangel. This is a reggaeton musician, and he's like he tells to his mom like, "Mamá, yo tengo lo nuevo, yo tengo lo nuevo." So he's like, "Mom, I have the new stuff. I don't need a job. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this work. I have the new stuff. I have the new stuff of this genre." And that is really, it's really inspiring. It's really inspiring. It's like that people is not afraid, or even if they're afraid, they believe more on themselves than in the traditional path in some way. So, whew, huge inspiration, huge inspiration. And I always send that video to my mom. Wait, let me change this into something like, yep. Boop 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 beep. There you go. Sorry, I need to do something here. I need to hide. I need to hide more stuff here. No, I need to be more subtle with that thing. Let me just grab all of this. There you go. Cool. Let me get rid of some stuff so I can see this shit clearly. Oop, let me get rid of the ears and this drawing here. Yeah, maybe I can rig that little part of the arm and animate it frame by frame so it matches the movement of the arm, because I have a lot going on there. Now here I want to add some animation. Yep. Boom. Cool. Beautiful. Now here I need this dude over here to go up like crazy. There you go. So I'm going to put a strong slow in, slow out here. Boom, and a strong slow in here. Zoom. Beautiful. And then now saving. I'm saving. And then I'm pressing here to put all of this on twos. Okay. Awesome. Boom. Cool. Now this thing here, I'm going to solve it. How? Let me see if I can trick this stuff by moving all of this, or if that will look super messy. Yeah, it will look super messy. So I'm going to get rid of this, and this. Well, that's not bad. There you go, fixed. Fucking shit. Get out of here. That was it. I was going to rig that little part, but no need to do so. Awesome. And let's bring the background back to this. The background back. Let's go bring the background to this. Get out of here, you dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Boom. Now, what the heck is this? Effects, get out of here. Drawing, air fryer, the grid. Get out of here, grid. Boom. That's it. That's animation. Let me. Yeah, that's animation. That's the animation of the scene. And in the next scene, we're having a crazy action. Boom. Like, will sound like plop, like block, block. Cool. Hope you like this video, and if you like to see anything, if you would like me to extend on any specific subject that I cover in this video a little bit more on another video, let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also to share this with your friends, because that will make you very badass. See you next time. Bye.